the longest-running panel discussion show in American radio. To make a comment or ask a question of the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email coffee@woonsocketradio.com. And now, let's join the Coffee and Panel.
And good morning to you. It is Coffee and time once again here on ON Radio on our first Monday in the month of June. It's June 2nd. Hi there, this is Joe Callahan. Hope you had a wonderful weekend. Dave Richards is right over there. Hello there, Dave.
I am. Well,
there you
hi
are.
there.
And we expect Melissa Murray to be joining us soon here on the Coffee and program. And we may have a few other guests as well. But we'll kick things off with this. In the I hear the phone ringing, Dave. You know who that could possibly be?
Yes.
Who? Tell the folks.
That would be Woonsocket City Council President Dan Gendron is expected to be with us this morning. As a matter of fact, we can confirm free reception of a phone call from the Council President at this time. Come in if you can hear us, Council President Dan Gendron.
I can hear you clear. Oh, I can hear you loud and clear.
Perfect.
Nice.
All right. So there's a city council meeting tonight.
The same.
Yes, that's right. And tell us, what are all the fun things on the agenda for this evening?
Well, I think the biggest fun thing is the budget ordinances will be coming up.
Yeah.
They were tabled at the last meeting. We had a public hearing last Thursday.
Which was wicked short.
Yes,
I've
yes,
seen
it
those.
was.
I've seen those meetings go till 4 a.m. They sent out the New York lunch for wieners at 2.
Yep, no, that was not one of them. But last year we had 2 people speak, and that was it. That was the end of the meeting. So Thursdays was a little bit longer, but we went through, heard from the public, and then tonight those ordinances are back. So we'll see. There may be some discussion and movement on those, but that'll be the majority of the meeting. I would say that there should be a lot of discussion regarding the upcoming budget.
Well, now let's stop and consider this for a minute. If they didn't show up at the public hearing, why would they come to the council meeting tonight?
I don't know that they will.
Yeah.
But
of course, all of the councilors will want to go on record and say what they're what they're supporting, or what they have misgivings about. I mean, that's your chance to make it clear how and why you're voting the way that you're voting. And you being the president, I imagine you have a sense of the sentiments of the council, so they seem to be reluctantly going along with a lot of things. Is that the deal?
I think that's what you're going to find, because the mayor has been working collaboratively, trying to keep the council up to date. He's been having work sessions with us to tell us when things were going, the lawsuits, what they've done to the budget. So he has been much more transparent than the previous mayor ever was with the city council. So I think there is a sense of a little bit more information, so people are, as you said, reluctantly accepting some of what he said. But I just want to clarify one thing, because I know you understand this, but I want to make sure. On Thursday's public hearing that we had for the budget, that was strictly for us to hear from the public.
Right.
And so, to your point, that was the opportunity for people to come out and take the time to go through, if they wanted to, every item in the budget that they had concerns with. And we had, a few people came up and said a few things. A lot of the teachers were saying stuff, but there was no discussion amongst the council at Thursday's meeting, because it was not advertised for that. But so tonight there may be more discussion amongst the council, and there may the opportunity for people to give their public input was last Thursday.
You know what I can't wait to hear is what Jimmy Canoia has to say. Well, no, you know why? Because Jim is a man of numbers, and in the past, he has taken a very, very active role in the deliberation and discussion and preparation for the council meetings with regards to the budget. And Jim has Jim has found a certain, I think, peace with what's going on there. I think that speaks largely to what I'm seeing in the city with regards to what's going on with the executive branch and the lack of rancor. I didn't
Yeah,
want to use
that's
the
it.
word
Yep.
rancor, but my memory failed me on a better word. But we're not saying that everybody's getting along. We're just saying that people are being professional about it. You know, I've got my
Absolutely.
point of view, you got your point of view. Let's hash it out and let's see where the votes are, sort of deal. And so it seems much more professional now with the executive and legislative branches in our city, and I'm sensing that has an awful lot to do with how we're seeing Councillor Knoyer approach many of these things. But this is the budget. He may have some amendments or something that he has in mind. Do you think?
Stay tuned, Dave.
You'll hear it tonight on the radio.
Yes, you will.
Okay.
And to your point, Jim is he's very talented. He clearly understands and knows numbers, and he understands the budget back and forth. And the difference, though, I think, and there will be some amendments offered, but the difference is that throughout the budget process, the mayor has continued to talk with the council. So a lot of what is in that budget, we kind of knew, whereas before, I can remember, this is going to sound funny to you, but I can tell you as a counselor, I can remember waiting on May 12th, actually waiting at home, because I was so anxious, I think is the right word. I was anxious to see that budget because I knew nothing about it. I didn't know what tone it was going to take or anything, and it would get delivered to my house on the 12th as it's required by charter, and I would get that budget and I'd open it up, and like it was like opening a present on Christmas because you knew nothing about it.
Ooh, just what I wanted.
And that is
What a
so
surprise.
different this year. It's
Well-
absolutely, and it's. I will tell you, I think I give the mayor a lot of credit. I give Councilman Knoyer a lot of credit. I'm going to take some credit because I've tried to keep the lines of communication open and not have a real hard division between the executive and legislative branches, and I think it's working.
Well, I'll tell you, some of this may be because of who he is, and I'd like to think that in large part it is. But at the same time, now Mayor Beauchamp has been a councilman getting that treatment from the executive, and it would appear to, because that's stopped now, that he has resolved to do what he can to get it done. And I always thought that if you explain things to people that they didn't like, at least they'd understand, and you could try to find some common ground anywhere. If you don't explain things and it's like a take it or leave it, the misunderstanding doesn't allow any compromise.
Correct, because you don't know what the alternatives or what the facts of the matter are.
You
So
don't know
you're
how
absolutely
they
right.
arrived at that number.
Correct.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, all that's in the past, and we're very happy that that's not going to happen tonight, and it hasn't been happening right along. So tonight, we're looking forward to a lively and important city council meeting at 7 o'clock.
Yes, you are, and I think there's a few other ordinances that are probably the most interesting is that they have an opportunity to buy a used fire truck
I heard
from
that.
the Connecticut Fire Department. So we're going to amend the 2021 CDBG budget and allow the purchase of that it's a ladder truck.
Yeah.
I was criticized one time for calling it. There's no such thing as a fire truck, I guess. It's a,
No,
a ladder
ladders
truck, a
and-
tanker, or
Yeah, that's
whatever.
right.
Yeah. It's like it's not a rope, it's a line. I got it. Yeah.
Exactly, yes.
Yeah, it's not a hose, it's a line.
Right.
But I heard that in your report on the air this morning, and I said to myself, well, that's really, that's really what you're supposed to be doing. If you can find a bargain somewhere and you can find some way to juggle the funds around, you really got to take advantage of those bargains when they come up, if you can.
Yes, and you know what? Woonsocket needs to have some bargains once in a while, because we don't have the funds that apparently the rich communities in Connecticut have.
I guess not.
Well, hey, listen, you must know in general terms. Of course, what are we going to get the used ladder truck for? What's the proposed price?
I didn't get into any of the details of that information.
Oh.
I do know that the new truck they said could be upwards of $2 million.
Yeah.
But the one that they want to buy is $195,000.
That's what I was trying to explain to the audience there.
Oh, okay.
Asking that question. The savings are incredible on a used truck.
Yeah. Yes.
And,
But I mean, I didn't
it's
get
still
into
serviceable,
any of the details.
you know?
Yeah, of course.
So go for it.
Right.
All right. Well, that's great. Anything else? Oh, I'm sorry. Melissa has a question for you,
No,
Dan.
I don't have a question, actually.
You don't have a question. You have a comment.
Hello,
I have
Melissa.
some
Do you have a
comments.
pulse?
Barely this morning. So, good morning, Dan. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. So, yeah, I will vouch for those days. I remember getting delivered the budget and saying, oh, I wonder what is going to be in here. I have absolutely zero idea.
Then
But
when you find out, you don't understand it.
right, lots of questions, always. But I will say, and this is a compliment, that, people have noticed the difference between, what's going on now, and folks in Providence have even noticed that, like, oh, your city seems a lot calmer, and, the mayor and the council are getting along, and, it's been so noticeable that folks down in Providence are even remarking on it. So, it's nice to hear, because it was always like, oh, what's going on in your city, for the past few years. So it's
Good.
just nice. It is really nice, and people are noticing, and I think it's great. We're going to disagree on stuff, but communication's open, and I think that's really important.
Yeah, and it's made life far less stressful, as
Yes.
you, being one who lived through those stressful times, you can realize and appreciate the difference.
I absolutely appreciate it.
Good.
All right, and the new owners of the bowling alley, they've got their licenses coming up before you guys tonight.
Yes. So it's their liquor license, which will be up for a public hearing, and then the approval of their license immediately following that.
The new owners took over yesterday, right? June 1st was the first date they were the new owners? Ryan's
I
Amusement?
believe that was the date. Yep.
Okay, all right. Just making sure.
So Dan, you don't anticipate any problems with that going through? No one's told you ahead of time there's going to be any kind of dissent on that?
On the
On the
public hearing?
licenses.
No, I haven't heard anything that anyone is expecting a problem. I haven't been called to say that there's any reason that the administration's concerned with it.
Right.
So we will
We'll
see what happens.
We hope
but
it goes through nice and smooth. We're looking forward to
Yeah.
going back there for the milk fund in December if they'll have us.
Oh, good. I was speaking to some. This is off a little bit, but I was speaking to a few patrons of that place, that the old patrons, and they said that they have seen some or heard some of the plans that the new company's got, and taking out some alleys to expand the dining and the gaming area and stuff like that. And they seem excited. The people who use that facility for leagues and stuff feel they sound like they're very interested and supportive of what this Ryan's Amusement is going to be doing. So I hope that it works out for the good of that whole development.
Yeah, cool.
All right, Dan. Well, thanks for the call, and have a fine meeting tonight.
Thank you, and keep an eye out. You'll be interested to see the budget discussions, and then we'll see what happens. Obviously we've got 2 meetings in June that we can pass the budget, and we want to obviously have the budget passed before the end of the fiscal year. So tonight is meeting 1, and then June 16th will be meeting 2.
Very good.
All right.
Thanks for calling in this morning, Dan.
My pleasure. Have a good day, everyone, and be well.
All right. Thanks, Dan.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. And tonight's meeting can be heard here on ON Radio beginning at 7 p.m.
Exactly.
All right. We're going to take a break here in the Coffee and program, but more coming your way. So we ask you to please stick around to ON, AM, and FM.
ON Radio.
Innovation is driving Rhode Island forward. It's all part of the Rhode Island 2030 plan to power the future of innovation right here at home. We're building Ocean State Labs, a life sciences incubator in Providence, and launching a first-of-its-kind cybersecurity school at Rhode Island College, training the next generation for high-demand careers. Blue economy and ocean tech companies are choosing Rhode Island to grow cutting-edge technologies and create good-paying jobs. Go to ri2030.ri.gov to learn more.
Woonsocket educators send their warmest congratulations to this year's seniors from Woonsocket High School. The educators and community are intensely proud of your resiliency, for how you persevered to earn your diplomas after the immense challenges laid in front of you over the past 4 years. Memories of your graduation will likely include caps, gowns, and friendships. The friendships you formed with your fellow students and faculty will burn for you, and we eagerly wait to see the positive influence you will have on this community. You will be remembered. Remember that education is a lifelong process, and the best investment you will make is in yourself, and then to have the wisdom and grace to take your gifts and pay it forward to the next generation. The Woonsocket Teachers Guild is happy to share in the excitement of the new Woonsocket High School graduates who expect to celebrate their day similar to other Woonsocket alumni who cherish this special time with their friends and family. We simply couldn't be prouder or happier for you.
Pro Paint Days are back at Lowe's, and My Lowe's Pro Rewards members can save even more with limited time deals. Right now, buy one, get one half off select HGTV Home by Sherwin-Williams primer and ceiling paint. Plus, get free same-day delivery to your job site when you order by 2 p.m. Offer valid through 6/13, delivery by 8 p.m., subject to driver availability. Additional terms apply. See Lowe's.com/same-day delivery for details.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
The Coffee and Panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee Roasters. All their coffee is roasted right here in Rhode Island. Down East Coffee Roasters is available at all Little General stores.
ON Radio.
It's Coffee and here on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us this morning. Joe Callahan here. Melissa Murray is here, and we're being joined at the Coffee and table by Dominic Doiron. Good morning, Dominic.
Good morning.
Nice to have you here.
Thank you.
Talk about things going on at St. Anne's coming up in just a little bit. We're just going to hit some of the things that are going on in the news. And I see over the weekend that St. Mark Evangelical Lutheran Church here on Harris Avenue had their last services on Sunday.
Oh, wow.
They closed. It was founded in 1961. And it's just, well, according to Kenneth Campbell, who served as the St. Mark Council President since 2021, pointed to the declining population of the congregation as a big reason why the church had to close its doors. They were trying to merge with St. James Episcopal Church, but that just didn't happen, and so they had to stop.
Yeah, that's
and
too
so
bad.
now that land is up for sale. A church building has been listed for sale at $1.25 million. If anyone's looking for,
Yep, it's right on Harris Avenue,
building.
right?
You can't
yeah.
miss it.
Very,
Yeah.
very, very, very close to
Yeah.
Blackstone.
Blackstone Line. Yep. Okay. And then we had this tree fall in Lincoln on Reservoir Avenue, and fell on the roof of an apartment building. And I think it's five people are now had to leave, had to get out. They're not hurt, which is good.
Yeah.
But they called the building person down, the building inspector. They said, well, half of the building's now condemned.
Yep.
It's not livable. So Red Cross is out assisting. Yeah, it is 5 residents who have now been displaced. And it doesn't say what caused the tree to crash, because there wasn't a lot of... Was it very windy yesterday? I don't remember it being terribly windy.
In the morning it was.
It's been kind of windy.
Yeah.
It was kind of windy yesterday.
Yeah.
I was going to do some planting at the center, and in the morning it was just, I was like, nah, if I pull these plants out, they're going to break. It was really, really gusty.
Okay, well, that's I'm glad no one was hurt on that. Speaking of that, yesterday was a good day to go out and do some yard work and stuff. So I'm out there in the thick of it, trying to cut some branches down. And the one thing I really should have learned is you really should wear long pants.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've got more scratches from twigs and those pricker bushes
Yep.
on my calf muscles and on my hands too. But I expected that. But I'm like,
Long pants, gloves.
I really did it incorrectly.
Yeah, I even wear long sleeves, even if it's
Do you?
90 degrees.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
Because
Just in case.
You just
Just in
never
case.
know. You might hit a patch of poison. You just don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I was looking
Poison
around for the
ivy.
poison ivy. I don't think I
Ticks.
saw 'em.
Ticks.
Yeah,
Anything, yeah.
animals. Yep. Well, what's funny is and sometimes you just don't notice where the scratches are until you take a shower. You're like, oh, there's a new place. There's
Don't
all
squeeze
right.
any lemons.
Yeah. So who's up on what happened out in Colorado?
I'm only just hearing about
I'm
it
just
now.
hearing about too some
know.
kind of terrorist attack. I'm not sure where, but it was at a rally. It was a pro-Israel rally, and some man showed up, and they say with a makeshift flamethrower. I don't know how he designed this, yelling out "Free Palestine" and setting people on fire.
What the?
Yeah, I'm like, what? So yeah, that's. I'm not sure if anyone died. I think so. Melissa's looking it up for me. Thanks. And but I know people were hurt in this event. And so yeah, this is back in Boulder, Colorado, if I'm not mistaken. So I'm like, wow. How do you make? I don't even know how would you make a makeshift flamethrower. I'm sure you can find it on the internet.
Yeah, I mean, you
of
can
how to
3D
find
print
anything.
anything these days. So you
Yeah.
can.
Yeah.
What are you finding, Melissa?
Pearl Street attack burns 8 people.
8. Okay.
Oh.
That's just terrible.
Yep.
So obviously they're going with it's a hate crime kind of thing.
A targeted act of
Targeted,
violence
yeah.
during a peaceful march.
Yeah. Wow. So
So he used a makeshift flamethrower and threw Molotov cocktails that burned multiple victims.
I saw that a quick picture yesterday. Someone had taken a phone video of him with the 2 bottles in his hands. They weren't on
Yep.
fire yet,
Yeah.
but he was just
Yeah.
yelling and
He's
going like
an
nuts.
Egyptian national.
Is he?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Non-immigrant visa.
Wow.
The original visa expired in February of 2023.
And wow. Okay, so they arrested him, right?
Egyptian. Yep.
Okay. So that's what took place out there, and now back here closer to home, one of the bigger stories up here in Milford, Massachusetts, is ICE has arrested an 18-year-old student at Milford High School on his way to volleyball practice. Now, from what I just read about 25 minutes ago, he is a junior at Milford High School. They don't say his name, but he is an adult. Of course, the governor's outraged, the high school's outraged.
How
there was
does
a huge,
this help anyone?
see,
He's not a violent criminal. How does this help anybody?
Well, that's the question. And it's
You're tearing families apart.
and
We're
ICE doesn't
supposed
tell
to-
you
right? No,
why
right.
they're arresting this person. They just
They
take
just
you.
come and their faces are covered. Like what is going on? If you are working for the federal government, why do you get to have your face covered? Why do you get to just come up without a warrant and take people away? Kids that are going to volleyball practice, this is out of control. That's all I'll say, because I will get very.
They're just
very
saying
mad about
the
this.
story we had. The arrested team apparently was brought to the U.S. at a young age.
Right.
Okay, and has spent most of his life in the Milford school system.
So I mean, here's the thing: they're saying, "Oh, well, we're gonna go." This administration says we're gonna go after folks, that are undocumented, but they're going after people
Maybe he is.
that are documented. We know he's here. They're going after folks with visas because they're easier to find. But this was not the plan. What's next?
I'm playing devil's advocate here, Dominic. Maybe he is undocumented. And where are his parents? He was brought at a young age. Someone had to bring him here.
Right.
Where are those people?
Right.
Have they already got them? You say
We won't know. We don't know.
We don't know.
That's scary part
but
too.
maybe-
People are being taken away, and their family members don't know where they have been
But maybe
taken.
maybe they're being reunited. You don't know that. My devil's advocate part.
Maybe, but I
would-
highly
if
freaking
the history
doubt
tells you
that.
that that's probably not
Sorry.
happening.
Well, probably not. But
It's just to strike fear into people is really what the bottom line of this whole thing is, and it's something we've never seen here in our country. Yeah, people come here illegally, but let us not forget that our own ancestors, when they came in, it was much easier to come in.
Yeah.
And every time in the history of our country, every time a new group comes in, for some reason, that new group tries to close the door behind them.
Mm-hmm.
And it happened. It's happened with every cultural group that's come into this country. And so over the decades, this country's made it more and more and more and more difficult for people to come in to try to better their lives. And we also forget why people are coming here. They're proud to be from where they are. They love their own countries. But because of the turmoil and stuff that goes on in their own countries, they're forced to leave. Imagine having to make that decision to leave your country, to walk up through some place like Mexico, to cross the border from Mexico into the United States in the most dangerous parts of those borders where they know
sometimes with your children, right?
With your
Which
children,
is why you do it.
where you know that
course you would. I'm gonna
chances
like
are
your
very
child.
good you're going to die.
Mm-hmm.
And they are willing to take that chance.
Take a risk. Yep.
What is going on? And that's not the stuff that we're addressing. And that's what needs to be addressed, and that's not being done. Instead, it's
Right.
just these call outs to certain bases to say this is what we're doing. And yeah, Obama his nickname was the deporter in chief, but there was still a process. There was a due process that was going on where you could see what was happening.
The transparency.
There was
Yeah.
a transparency there, and there's nothing here, and that's the stark difference.
Yeah, that's frightening. Frightening.
And in the story, a federal judge has issued an order that would require that they keep the detained high school student in Massachusetts for at least 72 hours. Whether that's actually being done, I don't know.
Which is the other problem.
Yeah, I mean, the judges throw out a lot of orders. Whether or not
Going
ICE
to
actually does it, that's another story.
Some place where, he's 18. He's what, a sophomore or junior?
He's a junior.
He's a junior in high school. You're gonna put him where? Like with adults
he's going
that are.
he's going in with the other adults.
That's how horrifying.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a kid.
All right, more on that to come up. And the fun continues in Dedham, Mass, with the Karen Reed trial because the defense starts today.
The longest.
The state rested its case last week, and so now the other side will start.
The longest saga.
Yep. So Melissa, the Senate, you passed. Not you personally, but you as the entire Senate body passed the purple alert system. Dominic, have you heard what this is?
I've heard of it. I haven't heard the details.
Well, we need another color. So we get the amber alert for kids, and we get silver alert for senior citizens, and now we get a purple alert, basically for everybody else.
Are they still doing colors for flying?
They were doing colors for security.
For security,
Remember that?
right.
Yeah, we're at the blue level or the red level.
Do they still do that?
I haven't heard anything.
I don't know.
Never heard.
But anyway, the bill to establish a purple alert system in Rhode Island is moving forward. It was passed by the Senate.
It was
sent to the House. I thought the House already said. I thought they already said okay.
I honestly, and I will be honest here. There are so many bills flying around.
Yeah.
I have no idea. I can't keep track of all the House bills.
Okay,
There's like twice as many of them. Twice as many of them as there are of us. There's thousands and thousands of bills. So I haven't been able to keep track.
Well, it says it was passed by the Senate.
Mm-hmm. It was passed by the Senate. We voted on it last week.
Where companion legislation has already been passed. So
yes.
why does it got to go back to them?
Because,
I love politics.
Do they have to reconcile the two? Is that why?
They have to reconcile the two, make sure they're an exact match, and both chambers have to pass both bills. No, that's not true. We don't have to. I'll tell you why we really do it. So, it's to give people credit. So, say I have...
I want my name at the top.
Right. A bill about XYZ. And I put the bill in, and I get a press release. Oh, Melissa put bill XYZ. It's so great. Da 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 da. And then some rep puts in the companion bill. Someone from the House puts in the companion bill, and then they get their little write up or whatever. If the Senate passes my bill and the House passes my bill, then it's done, right? But then that House person won't get credit. So the House will pass that person's bill, and the Senate will pass my bill, and then there's negotiations. Is this a priority? Is it not? Maybe the person on the House isn't in favor, and then the leader doesn't doesn't want to give them a bill. It's all of that negotiation, right? It's ridiculous. There's no need for companion bills except to give people credit.
Okay.
It does make it, however, I will say, it does make it easier, because if you have someone on the House side advocating for the same bill, then that they can kind of bump it up as a priority and put it on, the speaker's radar, where they say, oh, okay, my chamber wants this too.
Yeah.
It is helpful, but it's right. So that bill, we'll send our bill over there, and they'll pass it theoretically, and then they'll send their bill over to us, and we'll pass it in concurrence, and then it will become law.
So, once again, back to devil's advocate, in theory, it could just keep going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and never end.
No. It only
No?
comes back to us if they change something.
Okay.
Once we pass it and they pass it, it's done. Unless we pass it and then they change it.
Well, that's
and
what I
then
mean. Everyone's
and
making a
if they
change.
change
You're
it,
going to
if
send
they
it back.
change it, then they send it back to us.
So what's the purple bill?
Back to the original question.
Do you remember the woman who went missing?
In Providence.
Yes,
They found her in
and
the
they found her
car.
in the trunk of a car, and she was developmentally disabled, and people were really worried about her. This was what's really brought this issue up, where they said they had
because they couldn't put out an Amber Alert because she wasn't a child.
Right.
They
And
couldn't
they
put out the Silver Alert because she wasn't a senior citizen.
Correct.
Oh,
We don't have one.
Right.
so this is an adult alert,
Basically.
sort of.
Yeah,
And
for
they're calling
folks
it
who
purple.
maybe have developmental or
Find missing
special
adults with
needs
serious
or-
disabilities
Yep.
whose health and safety is at risk. is
Right,
how they put
right,
it.
right.
And I'll play devil's advocate.
Okay.
You can't always tell if somebody has a disability.
All right.
So I would have just preferred just an adult bill. Just
Well, that's what we
plain
were thinking
adult.
last week. Okay, just not get rid of, but change Amber Alert and Silver Alert and Purple Alert, make it all one big alert.
Right.
Missing person alert. But all right, we're gonna take a break here on the Coffee and program. More coming your way. We're gonna take a look at the forecast, which is being brought to you by Compassion International.
Sunny skies today with a high of 71 degrees and a slight breeze from the west. Tonight, mostly clear, overnight low of 49. Tuesday's weather, sunshine and 78. Wednesday, sunshine and 86. Thursday, mostly sunny and hot with a high near 91 degrees. Friday, partly sunny and 85. Saturday, a 60% chance of a shower is likely, mostly cloudy and 79. And on Sunday, mostly sunny, high of 77 degrees.
Outside the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Ave and Kennedy Street, we have sunny skies with 55 degrees. Thousands of kids in poverty have waited over a year for a sponsor and their wait today. Become a Compassion sponsor. Text radio to 83393.
Hi, this is Leia Pfeiffer.
And this is Alex Kippis.
We're organizers on the planning committee for Woonsocket Pride, and we're so excited to invite you to the Woonsocket Pride Festival on Sunday, June 8th, from 12 to 6 p.m. at River Island Art Park.
The day will be packed with music and drag performances, speeches, food trucks and vendors, tables for local organizations, a performance with the flags, and a ton of other activities.
Follow us at Woonsocket Pride on all socials to learn more. We hope to see you there.
K-Fin Oil is always ready to serve you regardless of the size or scope of your project or needs. Whether it's heating or air conditioning, their personal service begins with your initial phone call and continues right to your home by their cordial and experienced technicians. They make your experience a pleasure, not a nightmare, by giving you correct information and explanations. Make your choice, K-Fin Oil, servicing oil and gas systems as well as hot water tanks. K-Fin Oil, 765-3881.
ON, AM, and FM.
It's Coffee and here on ON. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan along with Melissa Murray and Dominic Dwaron. And we asked Dominic to come in because something's coming up at St. Anne Arts and Cultural Center. What's coming up, Dominic?
That's right. Our annual Fresco Italiano, a night of the arts, at the St. Anne Arts and Cultural Center this Saturday, June 7th. Starts at 5 o'clock. It includes an Italian buffet cooked up by our own Chairman Wally Rathman. And if you've ever had food there, you'll know it's really good. I didn't get to be this size by by not eating. And what's great about it is a couple of years ago we joined forces with the Northern Rhode Island Council of the Arts, and we've grown this event because what this also includes is an art competition. There's an art competition for a couple of the local high schools, and the Council of the Arts are going to award prizes of $50 to $500 for the winning students. And then the Council of the Arts also awards their scholarships, their annual scholarships. So we've all heard of the Mardi Gras and the fundraising that Council of the Arts does. Well, this is what it's about. The handing out of these scholarships. And so the scholarships that they're going to hand out is the Jack Lawhead Scholarship for the Arts, and that's going to go to a Beacon High School student. That's a $3,000 scholarship. The Ray Nolan Scholarship for the Arts will go to a Woonsocket High School student for $3,000. And the Caesar Ferrari Scholarship for the Arts, that's for music, and a student from Woonsocket High School, that's $1,500. And the Northern Rhode Island Council of the Arts Scholarship for the Arts will go to a Cumberland High School student, and that's in the amount of $3,000. So
nice.
This is, again, a culmination of the efforts of the Northern Rhode Island Council of the Arts. And we joined, and they joined us for this event because Fresco Italiano, again, a brainchild of Wally Rathman. And it started out as an homage to Guido Ninchiri, the Italian artist who painted the interior of the building. So we thought, wow, what a great relationship this is, because it's really all about the arts, and it's become about the students and the youth of our community. And this also brings the youth into the building, because Council of the Arts will also pay for some of the students to come in with a guest to enjoy the festivities of the evening. And again, this is this Saturday. And tickets are $25 in advance, $30 at the door. You can purchase your tickets at Creative Impressions, Belo's Flowers, The Honey Shop, Pine Swamp Place, A Special Place, Timeless Antiques, Vos True Value Hardware, or you can call 401-486-9380 or visit our website. And one of the things I always tell people, whether it's the breakfast or this is always a great opportunity to explore more. And I've been there my whole life, and there is so much in there. I am still discovering new details, new symbols, new this all the time. And so one of the things I'm working on putting together is actually a little scavenger hunt. We did it a couple years ago, where I give out something. Well, you got to find this, or I'll give out a clue to find, and they have to take a picture. They got to prove that they found it.
Yeah.
Take a picture with their phone, and I'll put a little prize together for that.
That's a great idea.
Right, because you're forced to look more.
To look around, yeah.
And I always tell people, even when they explore the inside, wow, what a great invention, these smartphones. So you can actually look at a piece of art in there and start dissecting it, because just because there's a flower in it, it's not flower to be decorative. There's a symbol, there's a reason. So you can actually look up what's the symbolism behind and start really putting the larger story together. So it's a really great evening. And actually some of the in the scavenger hunt, I have to tell them clues like this one you got to find before sundown.
Okay.
'Cause what does that tell you? That means it's in a stained glass.
Right.
So if the sun sets, you're not going to find it.
Can't see it in the
you
dark
can't
glass.
see it. So so it becomes a little additional fun thing to do while after you've looked at the artwork of the students and you're walking around. And so it's a really great evening. Again, a great Italian buffet, all under the magnificent frescoes of the San Diego Arts and Cultural Center. And unlike the breakfast, there's a limited number of tickets, because this is not unlike the breakfast where it's come and go. This is sit down
and
stay and enjoy the evening. So tickets are limited.
All right. I saw when you talk about the Italian buffet, I saw rather what I thought was a music video on the internet over the weekend. And tell Wally this: if he happens to run out of chicken, if he's making chicken parm, there was some husband he decided he wanted to make chicken parm for the family, And when he went to the store, he couldn't find exactly what he was looking for. So he grabbed a bag of Dino chicken nuggets.
Oh,
and
no.
And just put cheese on all the little nuggets, and that was the chicken parm. Now and Melissa's shaking her head. No, you're acting just like his wife acted in the video. She's like, you used Dino, and I'm thinking, what's wrong with the Dino nuggets? Sounds yummy to me. And he had the pasta and the sauce, so just something for him to think about.
I will definitely bring that back to him.
If he runs out of, just go grab a few bags of Dino nuggets. It'll be good to go. So, all right. So it's this Saturday night once again.
This Saturday, yeah, June 7th at 5 o'clock, $25 in advance, $30 at the door.
Okay. How did your breakfast go, by the way?
Very, very well, actually. We're still, the numbers, we had a little over 300 people attend,
right?
Which is growing again from the pandemic, because prior to the pandemic, we had upwards of 400 or 500 people. And then now that post-pandemic, every year the numbers have been increasing again. So it's doing well. And every year there's always filled with brand new people coming into the building for the first time. From all around, not just from Woonsocket, but from all around. We've had, just for the breakfast, we've had people drive in hour and a half away to come to breakfast to experience and explore this great cultural building that we have, this magnificent treasure that's here.
It must give you a lot of pride when you see new people coming in and they're just in awe at what they see for the first time.
Absolutely. Actually, we have our Sunday tours, and we had a couple in yesterday from New York who was here on vacation, and these last couple of days of vacation, and they saw us online, and they drove in, and they absolutely loved it, and they've been to Europe. They've seen a lot of the great cathedrals and churches over there, and they said this was definitely in their top 5 of having visited, simply because the beauty, the access that you have to it, the tour that's given to them, the explanation of the history, and its importance, especially to the significance to the surrounding area. So when people come in, and if they've been overseas, they will, most of the 99% of the time, they will say this is one of their favorite places to have visited.
Great, that's fantastic. Well, we hope it's a major success for you again this coming Saturday. Fresco Italiano. Is it Wally Rathbunny? Is that how?
Rathbun.
No, I know it's Rathbun, but he's got to change it to make it Italian.
Oh,
to make it sound
Rathbunny.
That's right. There you go.
Yeah.
So people go, oh yeah, he must know what he's doing. Yeah. Okay, fine. All right. Other things going on. If you know anyone that owns a motorcycle in Rhode Island, the new Shark license plates are available.
Oh, the little ones.
The little ones, yeah. They went with the little ones first. They're being distributed to motorcyclists. The first Shark plates were handed out on Saturday. There was an event at Ocean State Harley-Davidson in Warwick. The plates feature a Mako shark, and purchasing a set benefits the Atlantic Shark Institute.
Those are really cool. People think it's a great white just because of the way it looks, but it still looks really cool.
Like
I love those.
And bite you. So. The Atlantic Shark Institute Executive Director John Dodd says the Shark Plate is the fastest growing charity plate in Rhode Island history. Wow. And I was completely wrong on this when I heard it was coming out. I said, no one's going to go for this. What's the big deal? Completely wrong. And now they make a ton of money for this institute. So that's why if you're going to bet something, Dominic, you find out who I think's going to work, and then you go right against it, because that's how it always seems to work out. Well, we got a bunch of new Cumberland Farm stores coming to Rhode Island. Neon Marketplace convenience stores, and there are none around here. East Greenwich, Middletown, North Providence, Portsmouth, Providence, and Warwick. All of them, 8 of them, will all become Cumberland Farm stores now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they must have bought them out.
I don't know. Neon had really cheap gas.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, it might not anymore.
Oh, darn. Go to Neon while you can. Well, it's on what I call it miserable spring.
Miserable, everybody
spring.
calls it that. I've heard that since the 1980s.
But.
All right. Now, each Neon Marketplace location, however, has drive-through windows. Now, you don't normally see that at a Cumberland Farm, so I just wonder what they'll do. Will they keep it or board it up and say, nope, you got to come inside? But they also have electric vehicle charging stations, and most Cumberland Farms do not have that. And this might be their foray into that and see how it goes.
Neon's good. I wonder what was happening.
Maybe they made an
works.
offer they couldn't refuse.
maybe.
That happens sometimes. How much you want to buy? How much do you want for this? Oh, well, okay. All right. Let's see. Did everybody else have a good weekend, by the way?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
not bad.
Okay.
Dominic, you okay?
Yeah, it was all right. Yeah, it was good.
All right.
I started vacation this week, so I'm on vacation. So I'm like,
Oh,
yes.
nice.
Of course, my vacation time will be used, getting ready for the event on Saturday. So
Yeah, it's not really a vacation, is it? Let's see. Worcester Polytech is laying off 24 employees. Rising costs and uncertainty regarding the Trump administration's policies on higher education. Okay. School has not released any information about what specific positions have been eliminated. WPI indicates that severance and other forms of assistance have been offered to laid off workers. Doesn't say it's teachers or anything like that, so it sounds like it's janitors or something along those lines. We'll go with those people first. All right. And we'll take a break here on the Coffee and program, but more is coming your way. And if you have any comments or questions, you can call them in at 766-1240.
ON Radio.
Innovation is driving Rhode Island forward. It's all part of the Rhode Island 2030 plan to power the future of innovation right here at home. We're building Ocean State Labs, a life sciences incubator in Providence, and launching a first-of-its-kind cybersecurity school at Rhode Island College, training the next generation for high-demand careers. Blue economy and ocean tech companies are choosing Rhode Island to grow cutting-edge technologies and create good-paying jobs. Go to ri2030.ri.gov to learn more.
Are you looking for solutions to meet your business banking needs? At Milford Federal, the longest-standing community bank in the area, they offer customized solutions for commercial lending, cash management, online banking, and payment processing services. Their business banking team is committed to the growth and success of your business with local decision-making and a relationship-based approach. Let Milford Federal be your banking partner. Visit them at milfordfederal.com today. Milford Federal Bank, our community, your bank. Member FDIC, equal housing lender, and MLS number 465956.
Hey, Joy. Oh, you are glowing.
Oh, hey, more like Mira Joyed. That Miralax helped me go. I was so backed up. Tried mega coffees, prune juice, everything. Then Miralax. And hello, gentle relief without the harsh side effects.
Ooh, how does it work?
It works naturally with the water in your body for constipation relief. Find Miralax today at your local retailer.
Use as directed for occasional constipation.
How was your drive to school?
Let me tell you, I had to get my iced coffee first. I just can't seem to put it down. My favorite rapper just announced a tour. My phone was buzzing like crazy. I'm so excited. I had to text all my friends right then to talk about it. Then, someone started calling me and...
Let's try that again.
I turned my phone off right away. I never drive distracted.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
ON Radio.
It's Coffee and here on ON. Thanks for joining us. This is Joe Callahan here with Dominic Doron. Melissa Murray is here, and we're being joined by Leslie Page from At the Library. Hi, Leslie.
Hi.
Well, you're up now, so tell us what's. You all set with your computer?
Yes, I am.
Oh, okay, tell us what's going on at the library.
Okay. Our hours are Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. We will start our summer hour schedule on Monday, June 9th. Those hours are Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m., Tuesday and Friday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. We will be closed on Saturdays through Labor Day weekend. We offer self-service photocopying and faxing. Our reference department provides notary services free of charge on Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m., 2 to 4 p.m., and 6 to 8 p.m. Tuesday and Friday, 9:30 to 11:30 a.m. and 2 to 4 p.m., and Saturday from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m. This week, the Children's Department is offering Sensory Exploration Fun today at 10 a.m. and on Wednesday, June 4th also at 10 a.m. Music is Fun with Anne-Marie Forer on Wednesday, June 4th at 11:30 a.m. and Read to Storm the Alaskan Malamute on Saturday, June 7th at 2 p.m. The Youth Services Department is running an escape room for kids and teens through the month of June. The staff are now booking appointments for groups of up to 8 for Beat the Clock, Escape the Game. To register or to get more information about all children's programs, please call 767-4122. Our teen department holds a tabletop role-playing game every Tuesday from 3 to 4:30 p.m. Anyone age 11 through 18 is welcome. Storytelling through theater is a drop-in workshop for ages 11 through 18 at the library every Thursday from 3 to 4:30 p.m. For more information on all teen programs, please call 767-4132. The next Tech Tuesday will be held on Tuesday, June 10th at 2 p.m. This session will be devoted to learning email tips and tricks. Call 767-4124 to register. All of the latest information about programs, services we offer, and how to reach us can be found at our website, woonsocketlibrary.org, or on our Facebook page. If you have any questions or would like more information about anything I've mentioned today, please call us at 769-9044. And we look forward to seeing you at the library.
All right, Leslie, thank you very much. Did you have a nice weekend, by the way?
Did I? Oh, yes.
Yeah, you.
Yes, it was very nice.
All right, good. All right, a new study warns a national ban on fluoride in public drinking water could result in billions of dollars in dental fees for families and rotten teeth. It shows that if all 50 states stop community water fluoridation programs like RFK Jr. wants, kids in the U.S. could develop over 25 million more cavities in the next 5 years, keeping dentists hopping forever, it seems.
Well, we have a shortage of dentists, so that's a
Just like-
problem.
Just like a shortage of doctors, there's
Yep,
a shortage
shortage
of
of doctors,
dentists
shortage
as well.
of pediatricians and dentists. It's
Wow.
a problem.
Are there just less people going into dentistry school than before?
Yeah, and I think it's a lot of things. You know,
It's so lucrative.
You would think so, but you know, you come out of school with so much debt now
yeah.
that you really need to go into like a specialty as far as like doctors. That's why primary care physicians, they don't make as much. So, you know, people come out of school with, you know, hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt, and so they go into a specialty to make more money.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
and then the same thing with dentists. Dentists, I think the average age of the dentist in Rhode Island is 62. So we're looking to have a lot of dentists retire very soon, and there's no one to take their place.
Wow. Maybe they're just all going into, oral surgery or something like that?
Yeah, who knows?
Wow. Okay.
Not good.
Alrighty. Well, the state of Rhode Island made our national news because it's very rare that when they do demolition on a building or something, that you find 2 time capsules from 2 different eras. And this is what's happened at McCoy Stadium. There's one from when it was built in the 1940s, and then another one from 1981, and they have found both of them. And they'll both be opened on June 23rd. That marks the 44th anniversary of the longest professional baseball game.
Wow. Did they know that they were there, or just happened to come upon them?
Joe, you can take credit for that.
Well, thank you. I will in just a minute. I'm thinking about the first one. I don't know if they knew the one from 1940s was there, but they found it in a cinder block somewhere.
Wow.
And but yeah, I'm going to take full credit for this because I worked for the Paw Sox for a number of years, and I said I know there's another time capsule, but it's not in the building; it's in the field. They buried it near home plate, and I wrote to the mayor of Pawtucket. I said I know it's there. You know, please have someone look for it before you plow it under. And he got back to me. He said, okay. And so, but they weren't working on knocking down the stadium. And then when that was all done, now they went to go look for the field. They asked other people too. They got a hold of Mike Tamburo, and he said, I believe there's something there. And another former player came forward and said, yes, it's near home plate. And so they found it near home plate.
Well, credit to you, Joe.
Well, I'm very happy with myself that I remembered a ton of useless information that I recall, and it's there, and they're going to open it. So, I mean, it's, from what it looks like, and it looks like just a foot-long cylinder of some sort. So what's in there is just going to be a lot of papers, scorebook, maybe a program. It's funny, the player said you might find a lot of burnt baseball bats because on the night that they started the longest game, it was in the middle of April, and they were playing at 2, 3, 4 in the morning. It was getting cold. It was like 30 degrees. So if a player busted a bat, they got out a barrel and set the bats on fire so they could stay warm. Oh, this happened. So they could stay warm around the fire because it was just really, really cold that night. But I don't think there's room for.
That is wild.
I don't think there's room in the time capsule for burnt baseball bats. All right. if you have the money, and I wish I knew what the price was, but in Pelham, New Hampshire, you can buy a bridge if you have the right price. It's the historic Main Street Bridge over Beaver Brook in Pelham, New Hampshire, and it's for sale. The State Department of Transportation.
They literally have a bridge they can sell you.
Yes, not the Brooklyn Bridge, but yeah, it's accepting electronic proposals for the purchase. Relocation. That's a problem. You got to bring it somewhere. and preservation of the bridge built back in 1839.
Wow.
For more information, it's available on the NHDOT website. So maybe you probably could get it for a good price. It's one of those deals where, well, yeah, if you can move it, we'll sell it to you for $1. If you can get it out of here. What's that?
How big is this bridge?
Well, 1839, you got to figure is big enough for horses to go cross over. So it's got to go over a riverbed of some sort. So 50 feet at the smallest. I don't know. I've been through Pelham. I don't think I've ever stopped in Pelham, so I don't know. The bridges. All right. This is a weird. I don't know if you heard the weird story. Does anyone know who Sydney Sweeney is?
I've heard the name.
Heard the
She's
name?
an actress, right?
I don't know. Dominic, no. Melissa?
Mm-mm.
Well, fans of her, if you're a fan of her, does it say? It doesn't say who she is. But anyway, look that up, Melissa. Who is Sydney
Sweeney?
Sydney Sweeney? All right.
Okay.
Now, fans of hers, and actually the whole general public, will soon have the chance to buy a very unique item from her.
No, the bath thing.
Yes. The actress has teamed with Dr. Squatch, and I actually use that soap. That's pretty good. They're creating a bar of soap. It's infused with her own used bath water. I don't know why this is happening.
Okay, I heard
Who is
about
she?
that, but I just
Okay.
didn't know who she
Well, who is
was.
she?
An Emmy-nominated actress known for her role in HBO's Euphoria and The White Lotus.
All right. The White Lotus I've heard of. Not that I've seen it, but I've heard it. All right. This comes, Dr. Squatch had an ad featuring her sitting in a bathtub and it went viral last year. Sweeney said she could either ignore fans asking for her bath water or turn it into a bar of soap. Adding, quote, even she says it's weird in the best kind of way, unquote.
Could you imagine people saying,
way.
I really, can I get some of your bath water? Like, who asks?
People are strange,
So
Melissa.
creepy.
Creepster. It will be a limited edition, so we're looking at the collector's item here. And it goes on sale this Friday, June 6th, for $8. I mean, this is... And it's got her used bath water in it. So.
Oh, gosh.
I bet it's a sellout.
I bet it will be. I bet it will be. I'm sure.
Let's see what else is strange. Things you gotta look out for when you're driving down in Florida. 2 motorcyclists are hurt after they hit an alligator.
Mm-hmm.
Not in the water. The alligator's
Crossing
on the
the
road.
road.
Yeah. And the Florida Highway Patrol says the 2 men were driving along Route I-4 in Orange City when they hit a 6-foot gator in the road on Saturday. One of the motorcyclists wound up hitting a tree. As a result, both were taken to the hospital, are expected to survive. Fish and wildlife officials were called to help the gator, but there's no word on its injuries. Experts say it's not unusual for a gator to warm itself on the road since the pavement retains the heat.
They didn't see it.
I don't know.
6
It
feet?
doesn't say if they were hit it in the nighttime or daytime. So it sounds like it was probably night where it's dark because the heat was still coming up off the pavement. And so they ran over. I don't know if they ran over it, but they hit it. That must have been quite a shock. Things we don't have to worry about here in the Northeast.
Right.
Yeah. Let's see. We get stories like this quite a bit, and this one's still going on. It's about the salmonella in the cucumbers.
Mm-hmm.
It's expanded to 18 states.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And I
You
don't
shouldn't eat cucumbers.
I
hate cucumbers.
But you know what
So
you never
gross.
hear? You never hear of a recall for salmonella for Oreo cookies. Never. Never. It's
See?
always something that's good for you.
Right.
Fish or some kind of fruit or vegetable we've got a problem with. Yes,
Nope.
Leslie?
No.
No, see? But, chocolate chip, Oreos, you're all set.
Because there's so many chemicals, it
That
just
kills
kills
the
everything.
salmonella. That's
Yeah.
right. Oh, boy. But it doesn't mention what states, but Target has been added to the list of retailers that have sold the recalled cucumbers or ready-to-eat products with the fruit and is warning customers to throw them in the trash.
Yeah,
especially
that's where
in
cucumbers belong.
the Greek-style chicken salad. Oh, well. One more thing to worry about. All right, the show's almost over. Dominic, tell us about Fresco Italiano one more time.
Fresco Italiano this Saturday, June 7th at 5 o'clock. Tickets are $25 in advance, $30 at the door. You can get them at Creative Impressions, Belos Flowers, The Honey Shop, Pine Swamp Place, A Special Place, Timeless Antiques, Vos True Value Hardware, or call 401-486-9380, or visit the St. Anne Arts and Cultural Center website. And just a really quick shout out to Bob Billington, president of the Blackstone Valley Tourism Council, who after 40 years is stepping down as president. He's a great friend of the Arts and Cultural Center, and so on behalf of the Arts and Cultural Center, congratulations to Bob.
All right. Thanks, Dominic. Thanks for coming in, by the way.
Thank you very much for having me.
All right. And Melissa, thanks for coming in today.
Thank you for having me.
All right. And Leslie, thanks for being here as well.
Thank you for having me.
All right. I'm Joe Callahan. Stay tuned. Kim Garno, Blessings and Good Health is coming up after the 9 o'clock news on ON Radio.
Broadcasting live and local daily from the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street. This is WOON Woonsocket Radio. And now, the news.
NBC News Radio, I'm Michael Kastner. There are more questions after an attack left at least 8 people injured at an outdoor mall in Boulder, Colorado. NBC's Morgan Chesky.
Stay away! Stay away! In Boulder, Colorado, a chilling act of violence.
There is a male with a blowtorch